They called it the Ronson because it lit on the first strike. For the men riding into battle in Sherman tanks during World War II, that nickname wasn't funny. It was a death sentence. The M4 Sherman was fast, reliable, and cheap to build, but it was also a coffin on tracks. Its thin armor and tall silhouette made it an easy target. Its 75-meter gun couldn't match the German Tiger or Panther, and when it was hit, God help the crew inside. Flames, screams, burning steel. This wasn't rare. It was routine. Yet thousands of young Americans climbed inside every day, knowing they had a worse chance of survival than the infantry walking beside them. This isn't just the story of a flawed war machine. It's the story of the men who trusted it and burned alive inside it. When it rolled out in the early 1940s, the Sherman was hailed as a miracle of modern warfare. It was cheap, quick to produce, and easy to maintain. It could hit 30-minute poundings, carry 5 men, and roll off assembly lines by the thousands. But there was a cost. German tanks were built to kill. Shermans were built to exist. Veteran tanker Belton Y. Cooper said it plainly, "We lost 648 tanks. The Germans lost 100. You tell me who had the better tank." Its 50mm armor was a joke to German 80mm guns. Its ammunition was stored in the hull, unprotected. And its gasoline engine turned every hit into a fireball. Crews knew it. Every time the engine roared to life, they knew they might be climbing into their own crematorium. On D-Day, over 500 Shermans landed in Normandy. They were supposed to spearhead the breakout, but Normandy's hedgerows turned them into sitting ducks. German Panthers waited in ambush. 1 shell, 1 hit, and a Sherman became a funeral pyre. Even when Shermans outnumbered the enemy 5-1, the kill ratio was reversed. It often took 5 or 6 Shermans to destroy a single Tiger tank, and 3 of those would be burning before the German beast was scratched. Inside, the tank was cramped, deafening, suffocating. Ammunition surrounded the crew on all sides. When a shell struck, everything ignited at once. Escape was almost impossible. Hatches jammed, smoke filled the air, and men died screaming inside a steel oven. Some crews sandbagged the interior. Others moved ammo to safer spots. Anything to buy just a few extra seconds to escape, and yet the orders kept coming. Keep advancing. Keep pushing. Commanders promised that numbers and air support would win the day. But in the hedgerows, there was no air support. It was tank versus tank, and the Sherman lost again and again. The Tiger tank was death made real. 60 tons of armor and an 80mm cannon that could kill a Sherman from over 2 kilometers away. The Sherman's shells often bounced harmlessly off its thick front plate. American doctrine didn't call for tank-on-tank combat, but war doesn't follow doctrine. And Shermans were sent against Tigers anyway. The only answer was numbers. Swarm the enemy. Sacrifice 3, 4, 5 tanks just to get 1 lucky shot. Crews knew the odds. Many wrote goodbye letters before battle. Some made pacts with each other. If one of us burns, shoot us before we scream. Eventually, the Army improved the design with wet stowage to reduce fires. But by then, thousands had already died. The real tragedy of the Sherman isn't just mechanical, it's moral. The top brass knew it was underpowered. They knew the gun was outdated. They knew it turned into a fire trap when hit, and they kept sending men inside. General Patton himself wrote, "The Sherman is inferior. We must make better." But better didn't come in time. By war's end, over 49,000 Shermans had been built, more than every German tank combined. It was a war of attrition, and the Sherman crews were the fuel. The Allies won. The Nazis were defeated. But at what cost? Behind every victory parade was a melted hull with charred bones inside. Behind every headline about liberation was a crew that never made it home. For the survivors, the war never truly ended. The burns healed, but the memories didn't. The smell of burning flesh haunted them for life. Many never spoke of it again. Some drowned the memories in alcohol. Some simply stayed silent. Today, few Sherman crewmen remain alive. They rarely talk about what they saw, but their silence is deafening. If you ever see a Sherman tank in a museum, look at the hatch. The one so many tried to open in their final seconds. That hatch is more than metal. It's a grave marker for every man who died trying to escape, and it's a reminder that victory always has a price,